Yeah. With the smooth groove. Yeah.
I was trying to see if we was on there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I need you to focus. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
so you ain't swinging their head any day on
it. And popped up on there. There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna let the smooth grooves of J Will. Now you want to mess with the mic again. See? We're gonna make a bunch of noise. He's nervous. Don't be nervous.
I'm chilling.
Don't be nervous about the music.
Good.
Yeah. We got the sound of just Mr. J Will doing his thing. Yeah, that's fire.
Right in early.
Come on now. Hey, get him on up in here when you got to get him. Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Oh, Tony M is on me. Hey, Tony, do you hear the music today? Tony, my man, he keep me straight. Give me the thumbs up if you're hearing the music, Tony. 1409. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hey, 1409, is the music coming through? Okay, Mike is good. That's what I'm talking about, Tony. Tony, my man. Hey, Tony, let me tell you what happened last week, right, with my boy Jerron. I'm so hurt that it happened, right? I think he turned all that spinning just like he's doing right now. He pulled the cord out, but even though in the system we hear everything, right. So when you were saying that you couldn't hear it wrong, I was like, I'm turning up. I'm like, what's going on? Because we were hearing everything just fine, you know. But it's all good though. Yeah, that's some of that North Carolina music there. Yeah, all right. Believe it or not, I'm gonna tell you a secret on this. I'm gonna drop a gem real quick. This song is 18 years old. Me and my brother did it. I thought G5 Records. He was doing his thing. So I'm at the studio in one of the rooms in my house.
Yeah, 18 years ago?
Hey, man, 18 years ago. And, hey, you know, I just happened to, you know, I know how to work the ones and twos now. That's what I did. I had my
you must have been doing
it. Technique 1200, so I used to make that thing happen. Right?
Yeah.
You know, so I bought me a machine, started making beats. Made this beat right here. Oh, yeah, made this beat.
Found out you produced.
Come on now.
You found a producer.
But he's raw though. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, that happened, bro. That really happened. So, you know, but it's all good though. Yeah. I'd like to welcome the people who've already entered the building. I'm sure some more people are going to come on in. And this is a special show for me. I got a young man here. He's done some great things, a lot of great things, you know. And so it's only fit. My schedule's getting tight right now. So when I tell you, you know, it's a good thing. I'll tell you about this podcast thing. I'm learning something. And it's that people recognize some things. I guess that's what it is. So when I tell you the calendar is getting full, the calendar is already full. Really, February is done. To the middle of March is done. And there was one clean day. And that was Thursday, but I have something to do on Thursday. So today was the only clean day. And he wouldn't have got on here probably till like May sometime. So I was like, nah, you know, he's trying to do his thing and I appreciate what he's doing. So the opportunity presented itself. So I had to go ahead and make it happen tonight. I will say this right here. Tune in tomorrow as well, because Tuesday got hit again. Jay Rich is coming through with Tiffany. And if you don't know Tiffany Toy, you're going to know her tomorrow, because when she comes through, we talk about certifying businesses, and she flew in from Indiana to make some things happen. She's doing big stuff for the past 2 weeks. Well, for 2 weeks, she's out here in Houston making some things happen for people. So if you're trying to get your business certified, I'm trying to tell you, you need to get with Tiffany ASAP. I mean, ASAP. But without further ado, I got a young man. He hails from a bunch of different places. Can't just really say one place, but but he's a good guy. He really is a good guy. And I brought him on because one, I want him to tell a story, his story, and what happens to a lot of people, whether it's students, whether it's just people in life. They go through different changes in their life and they kind of realize some things. And this station is about business, entrepreneurship, just doing things, being better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to tell his story. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to push what he's doing out here and maybe it could help somebody. And that's what this is about. So without any further ado, my man, my mellow, K-Rob, aka Big Cap.
People's champ.
What's going on? What's going on, young man?
What's going on?
How we doing today?
Great, everything good.
Everything good. Get that over. I know you got that smooth voice. You trying to be like Snoop, but you gotta
cool.
go through that thing up there now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So talk to us a little. Tell people a little bit about yourself.
So I was originally at University of Houston, so that's why I ended up down here in Houston. Military kid, like you said, I'm from everywhere.
Okay.
So I actually ended up graduating high school out in El Paso, Texas.
Where?
El Paso,
EP. Okay, I know a little something about that place right
nowhere.
there. I know a little something about old EP. I was out there for a couple minutes.
Had to get up out of there.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I was down there running track. That's actually why I ended up out here. I thought I was going to running track.
Oh, so you was a track guy?
Track star.
Come on, you couldn't run.
Track
No, star how? Star how?
State and everything.
State what?
State, Texas State track meet. I'm there.
You were there?
I'm there. I won the region.
So you telling me that you were like running track your whole life, or I mean,
nah. So just because we did move like all the time, so we used to move every 2 years.
Okay, all right.
So I didn't start running track till 7th grade.
Seventh grade.
Started running 7th grade.
All right.
Was just naturally fast. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
All ability, right?
All ability. I mean, that's really what my whole track career was, low key.
Oh, was it?
Ability. Yeah.
Okay.
So I never did like a lot of the kids that I ran against. They was going hard. They run track in the spring and the summer and the fall and the winter. They year round.
Okay.
I was there track season, and the rest of the year I was chilling. But it was 1 year, my junior year, where I did lock in. I had a CrossFit coach up at 5:30 every morning at the gym.
Okay.
And that's the year that I took it all. Won the region. Set a couple district records.
What grade were you in?
That was my 11th grade.
Okay, so you was a junior in high school. Okay,
high school,
all right.
Yep.
I mean, was it competition there, or would you just like because you were naturally fast that you just blew people out of the water? What was it?
District, no competition.
No competition.
No competition in the district.
Okay.
So I ran the 400. So if anybody out there that run track, I say anything under 52 is decent for a 400 in high school.
Got it.
So in El Paso, it may be a couple 52s, couple 53s. But for the most part, it's nobody out there really moving.
Right.
At least in 5A. I was 5A. So 6A,
okay.
They got Franklin out there. They got some people that's moving.
Okay, they got some moves.
They got some people that's running like 47 in high school. They
okay, all right.
So I ran 48. I was doing a little something.
Okay, you doing a little something, had a little speed on you. That's
what
I'm talking about.
Speed on me, yeah.
All right, that's cool.
But nah. So district, that was just another normal track meet. So
all right.
I get this district. I know I'm winning district.
Okay.
So get the district. Then we go to Lubbock every year at Texas Tech, usually for regionals.
Okay.
Won the region. I think I went like 48-8 or something like that there.
Okay, yeah. Good.
And then got the state.
And what happened?
Man, I got the state and realized. So the weird thing in high school is 8 lanes.
Right.
In college track, which is where we ran at UT.
Okay.
Is 9 lanes. So because even though I won the region, the way they do it, so like the person that has the fastest time, they get placed in the middle. So I think they're in lane 5, and then they just slowly go out. So I think I was in lane 7.
Okay.
So when you're in lane 7, they stagger you. So you're like, I was like running by myself. I couldn't see anybody.
Right.
So I think I ended up placing 5th at state.
Okay.
But we talking about Texas.
Yeah. So all the way around.
The guy that won, his name was Champion Allison.
Okay.
That's his name, Champion. He was running at the University of Alabama. I don't know what he's doing now, but he's crazy fast. I think he went like 45 or 46 that day.
Oh, so he had some speed on him.
Real fast.
Okay.
So when I got to state, the first thing I realized, I'm still a small guy now, but I realized I was small then.
Right.
I'm looking around, everybody 6'3", big. I'm like, man,
well, they probably played football or something like that
probably
too.
did.
And they, you use track as one of those things to keep them in shape.
Facts,
you know
facts,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, most football players do run track. So, and it could have been the reason why the size was like it was.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you were one of them kids that kind of did track and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you probably had some choices of colleges you could go to.
Yep. So
some different choices and stuff like that, right?
It has some pretty cool offers.
So let me ask you this right here. So, and not to segue away from the track thing, was I'm just trying to see, okay, work ethic, mind, thought process, because just trying to see what's adding up to business, what's adding up to entrepreneurship and stuff like that, right? So I'm just trying to categorize things. So let's say you're first, we're gonna go ahead and get to the first year of college.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in school, and I'm not asking you to go through chronologically each year of school, but I'm just trying to see where your mind started going and say, hey, you know what, maybe business is my thing.
Right. So freshman year, it was a party.
Okay.
I mean, I had freedom in high school, so it wasn't no big shock or nothing.
Right.
But just like track, school was kind of just like a natural ability.
Okay.
So I never really studied. I probably studied 2 or 3 times like throughout my entire K through 12.
Right.
I just never studied. Things always stuck. But that started biting me when I got to college because you got to know how to study.
Right.
Yeah. So I slid by first semester. I slid by. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm making some of these classes. But I'm still, because I was a chemistry major.
Okay.
So
the big dog. Okay.
I thought I was gonna go be a pharmacist. I really did.
Did you? Okay.
In high school, we had a farm tech class,
mm-hmm.
and I had an internship with Walgreens. So we used to go to Walgreens 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm just noticing that the pharmacist ain't really doing much. The farm tech's doing all the work. I'm like, I'm gonna be a pharmacist. Okay. So majored in chemistry to go to that. Like I said, slid by first semester.
Mm-hmm.
Second semester, I think that's when I'm taking calculus.
Ooh.
I'm like, ooh. I slide by in that too. I'm just sliding by because like I'm still getting by on ability because I'm trying to study, but I'm really staring.
So now during that transition right there, when you're realizing like now, okay, stuff is not coming to me like it did before.
Right.
Ability. Right. Mm-hmm. Still, at what point were you thinking at any point entrepreneurship, business, you know what I'm saying? And why that change do you think it started to happen?
So I say it was like right before Christmas, right? Like during Christmas break. I just started I was getting real frustrated because I'm just used to succeeding at things, like anything, whatever it is. I don't like doing things unless I'm good at it. So
so if it hurts, you stop.
No. I'm work towards it.
Okay. But if it starts to hurt though, so you're saying you stop?
I didn't
at that time.
I just knew I was like, it's either I got to really figure out how to make this school thing work, or it's something else I'd rather get out there and chase. I knew that I just couldn't see myself going into work every day. I was working at HEB, and I was like, I'm making cool money, but man, I got a schedule. I may be doing something. I got to stop what I'm doing to go to work. I said, nah, it's something out there that I could really put my all into. It's something out there. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, this work ain't it.
Okay, so do you think this is something that plagues a lot of college students?
Definitely.
Yeah, that from what you've seen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is it one of those things where we develop, right? So as we started developing, it's kind of like I talk sometimes, I say, there's a transition period, right?
Yeah.
So even from like teenagers, like even if we look at the way we dress, right? We'll start to shift.
Yeah.
We may have worn this for a few years, and all of a sudden, what point did we decide to say, I don't want to wear it anymore?
Right.
And so I started dressing like this.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that something like that probably started to happen to you?
Yeah. So, like I said, I just started seeing myself kind of fall further and further away from not school, but I knew that the only reason I was in school was to go to pharmacy. And like I said, I couldn't see myself. Like I would literally be sitting in my dorm trying to visualize, can I really see myself going to work every day or going to school for 8 years? And I was just like, nah, because I've always been the kind of person I like to do what I like to do when I want to do it.
Okay.
And I was like, I know I want to be successful, and there's a million ways to get it. Mm-hmm. I just got to pick one, and lock in on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going through it now. You're starting to understand to yourself that maybe, hey, evidently I need to look at something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me what drew you to the whole FOReX thing.
So, like I mentioned earlier, I was working at HEB, and we out here in Houston. I was working at the one in Kingwood, and I worked in the seafood department. So it was this customer. He came up to me. He was like, you know, I love seafood so much. I wish we could trade lives. So I asked him, like, well, what do you do? You know, just conversating with the customers. And he told me that he was a trader, but he didn't say what kind of trader. He just said he was a trader.
Okay.
And I had just recently saw a video where they compared the lives of a guy that was doing like Instacart to a day trader.
Okay.
And the day trader had made like 10,000 in a day. The Instacart guy had made like 100 in a day or something like that.
Right.
So I told him, yeah, I just saw this video about trading. I heard you can make a lot of money doing that. And he pulled out his phone and showed me how much he made that week. And it was like $250K for the week.
Are you serious?
I was like, you made $250K this week?
Right.
I said, man, a lot of people trying to get that for the year. That's crazy. And he was an older guy.
Right.
Probably like in his 50s, 60s.
Okay.
So I asked him, I was like, well, I mean, I want to learn. Because like I said, right now I'm at this crossroad. I'm like, school thing. I'm not going to give up on it because I'm not a quitter. Like, I'm an athlete. Like, I know how to push through stuff.
Right.
So I'm not just going to just quit. But at the same time, I know that I'm really not chasing the money, but chasing the lifestyle. I want the freedom.
Okay.
And I mean, you make $250K in a week. Right. You got a lot of free time.
So do you think you might have seen a number and all of a sudden you said, a number 250, oh, I can go get that? I mean, I said have the ability to do it because I had ability all through high school. Right.
So my thing was, I said, I can learn that.
Okay.
Because I can learn anything.
Right.
Yeah. I've always been like, I pick up on things quick. I remember in high school, I joined the drill team for the ROTC.
Right.
Joined like 5 months late. Within a week, I caught up.
Okay.
I pick up on things quick. Okay. So
now that was physical. Now, yeah, that was a physical thing.
That is physical.
So I'm yeah. You gotta remember, I'm paying attention to everything you say. That's what I'm doing now. So because we have the different, some people can pick up certain things faster than others, right?
Right.
It's just the way it is. Some people are technological. You know what I'm saying? And some people are just more or less, application based.
Right.
Some people get tired of things sooner. Some people, they're good at certain things and until they kind of like, okay, I got to figure it out. So I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
So, and that's one of the things I try to caution any young person who, sometimes when they think they want to do something. So I have this thing where I ask people, hey, do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
Is this something you really want to do? I ask people, even grown-ups in business now,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people I mentor and I talk to right now, I ask them, hey, is this what you really want to do?
I'm big on that.
You know what I'm saying? Because one, you got to understand, there's going to be some ups and downs.
Right. You got to know what's coming with that.
I had a great conversation with a guy who's going to be on the show Friday, and we were saying how it's so funny how people, when they talk about projections in business, right?
Yeah.
They only talk about it in a graph where it's going up.
Right.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
They never talk about, okay, hey, you know what, third quarter, we're going to expect this to happen.
Right.
And this is going to happen, and we're going to have attrition issues, right? They never talk about those things, right?
Right.
And then when you look on stuff like Instagram or social media, that's the thing. Everybody's only showing
the positive.
That's why, I will say this right here. I gave you a big clap when you made the video.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no. Real life.
Facts.
Real life. Talk about real life.
Right.
If that happened, then you talk about it.
Yep.
You don't talk about it, then people gonna look at you sideways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality of it. And people can respect you more if you tell them that.
Right.
It's just one of those things. I mean, they can have heartburn with it, but at the same time, they have to look at it like, you know what? You were straight up with me. You know what I'm saying? And investing is that. It's investing.
That's exactly
There's a chance in it, no matter what. So you can't say, hey, I'll give you $1. There's a potential you can make 25, but there's a potential
you can lose.
That you can have 0.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody walks in with that. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So that's good. So go ahead and continue on with it.
Yeah. So, like I think the last thing you said was, you got to really know what you're getting yourself into.
If this is what you really want to do, because you got to live or die by it now.
Yep. And that's what the guy kept asking me. He said, like, are you, like, it's not going to be easy. I said, man, I never said it was going to be easy. I'm just asking you, how do I get started?
Okay.
And that's really why I do what I do now, as far as like spreading the information on this, because when I first wanted to get started, he didn't really want to show me how to get on.
Right.
Like I was messaging him on Instagram, messaging him on everything. I didn't even have a Twitter. Created a Twitter just to message him.
Right.
And then like he would just post little shots like everybody wants to get into trading, but they don't realize how much it's going to take to get into it.
Right.
And you never even gave me the opportunity. So
do you think a lot of people have come to him and asked him about it?
That's probably what it is.
How people, because they look at the number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You and I talk about it all the time. We talk about people that chase money.
Yeah.
they tend to never get it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it works, because usually the things you chase, you just don't get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be patient about things. And then sometimes people want to test you, and it's just the way it works, right?
Right.
You know, I want to see if you really want this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna not answer you.
I didn't even look at it.
You know, and they'll know when you really want it. You know, it goes back to the Karate Kid, right? Hey, will you teach me karate? You ain't ready. Will you teach me karate? You ain't ready.
Right.
To the point he come back and he's crying like, listen, I need to learn this. Right. Now he's ready. You feel what I'm saying?
See, the difference with me, I was just like, okay, you don't want to show me? I'm gonna go learn.
Good.
Because this is 20 at this time. It must have been 2019.
That's still one of them.
Yeah, it must have been 2019. So I was in high school. I was learning how to fix my car on YouTube.
Right.
I was looking at Calculus 2 and Calculus 3 videos on YouTube. I said, man, somebody out there is showing people how to trade on YouTube.
True.
So I went to YouTube University and I learned everything I could for free.
That's my place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Ace Hardware for me.
Right.
You know, YouTube's gonna let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
There's somebody out there showing it.
Right. Okay. So now, you saying, you know what, you couldn't get somebody to teach you directly, so you have to go in there and teach yourself. And usually when we do that now, it's a bigger risk, but a larger reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one, it's always better to, fail forward. You know what I'm saying? We make a mistake. We like, yo, okay.
Right.
You know, and if you're failing at things or making mistakes and you smile at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? That means you have a hunger.
Right. That's exactly how it was.
You know, that's how it is. Because think about it. And you used to play video games?
Oh yeah.
So you remember you ever played video games, whatever. I'm not a gamer guy, but okay, I do. I have Pac-Man. And so you play and you get out.
Right.
You know, sometimes you can go head on with the other two men you have, or you can switch the game off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And start it over, because you want to be, I want to have this many men when I go through this portion of it, right? You know, and what it is that competitive edge that you have, that you want to succeed. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes if we have that reset button, we will do it, and we won't work through what we should work through. So really what we should do is just go ahead and play with the next man.
Yeah.
And that will build our skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because now what will happen is we'll pay attention just a little more now, because we'll be like, oh, I don't want to lose that man. But if I know I can just hit the switch, then I'm never going to get to that point where I need to get to.
Yep.
Okay.
And see, that's what was different about my FOReX journey. I think a lot of people, they start off demo trading.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I couldn't do it. I think I demo traded for like a day.
Right.
And then the very next day, I went on the website, uploaded my little $50 account.
Okay.
And I think within like 3 or 4 hours, I turned $50 into $500.
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy.
It felt good.
It felt amazing.
Right.
I was like, whoa, this can happen. And what was crazy was my manager from HEB called me. It was my off day. He was like, Corey, you want to come in? I was like, no, sir, not at all. And then this is why I say it gets crazy. The next day, because this was like when I first started, like before I even went on YouTube, before I really started taking trading serious, the losses is what got me pulled in.
Okay. So
I made turn 50 into 500 the first day.
Right.
Very next day, I lost 300.
Okay.
Very next day, I was like,
and how did you feel at that moment? Was it like losing a track meet? Was it like not passing a chemistry exam? Did you have the same feelings, or was it a different feeling?
Because the way I looked at it, I was like, because in trading, the chart can only do two things. It's either going to go up or go down.
Okay.
So I was like, if I'd have just hit the opposite button, I'd have made 300.
Right.
So I was just like, I could do this.
Okay.
I could do this. I was like, all right, so now I just need to figure out what I need to do to be right most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. So it just sparked. It lit a fire under me.
Right.
I feel like had I done demo trading, there's pros and cons with it. I think my journey probably would have been a lot less, not stressful, but it would have been like a smoother road.
Right.
But I mean, if you look at anybody that's greater than anything, their road wasn't smooth.
True.
Yeah. So
and sometimes that's the best road.
That's
right?
the best road.
I'm telling you, because it's
you need to get beat up in the beginning.
Get beat up a little bit, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it can even hurt. You can hurt for a while, but you know what?
Did.
But you got to remember, it's only temporary.
Facts.
And the good thing about the hurt, man, is once you're done with it, you're done with it, man.
Yeah.
You don't even revisit it. You be like, okay.
Yep.
You know, it might take you to a point to get to there, but once you're there, trust me, it's just one of those things. Just okay. Next thing. Let's go.
What's next? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it was.
Right.
And then
so you had the demo counts for half a second. You took 500, threw a nickel in. You know what I'm saying? Lost 3. Had 2 left on the books.
Yep.
Okay. Now, so where you at mentally?
mentally, this is right before coronavirus.
Okay.
So I think I had a whole bunch of tests. Corona was like
Hey, keep your
at
mic.
the beginning.
You gotta stay up on the mic, baby.
At the beginning, it was like the biggest like yippee because I didn't know how long it was gonna last.
Right.
They canceled class for like a week. I had a test the next day too. I was like, yes, I'm so glad they canceled class. But I lost that 200. I mean, I lost that 300, and then like I said, that was right before spring break.
Right.
So I told myself, I said, every day of this spring break, I'm gonna wake up and learn something different, or not necessarily wake up, but I'm gonna learn something different because I was working.
Right.
I was working every day that week trying to get my money for spring break.
Okay.
So I would get off work, shower, go outside on the balcony with my laptop and learn something different every single day. And then that's just when I skyrocketed.
Right.
Yeah. So I was still that's when I was really deep in YouTube University. Like, there was a guy on there named Nick Sean. I was watching his videos every day. And there was another guy, but like with trading, there's just so many different strategies.
Right.
And it can get super complicated. But the more I started learning, I was just like, it doesn't have to be complicated at all. Like, this can really be simple because, like I said, the chart can only do two things. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down.
Okay, now, so you spoke of strategies. Okay, so now, so when you're trading FOReX, FOReX is foreign exchange, right? Okay, so that is just the trading of monies against other countries' monies, right? The value of it versus another country's value,
exactly.
Right?
So it's just like I tell people, it's like a boxing match.
Okay,
we're gonna put one currency against another,
right?
See who's gonna win.
Okay, all right.
That's all it is.
So in doing so is it? So when you talk about strategies, right? And I understand people can look at the lines, the squiggly lines, and all this
exactly
stuff
what
like
it looked
that,
like at first,
and they don't understand. But are they really looking at it from a standpoint of, does news affect it?
News definitely affects it.
So it's one of those things that people need to pay attention to, probably international news, because if it's outside the United States, that means it's international.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, the good thing about nowadays, most of the news, I remember when Trump was in office, Twitter was like the spot for US dollar news, at least.
Right.
Because every time he tweeted something, boom, US dollar did something crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely have to pay attention to what's going on in the world, different speeches that's going on.
Right.
You know, whether the country just went on lockdown, if they're coming out of lockdown.
Right.
You know,
so when it comes to strategies, then would it be safe to say that as you're looking at charts, or people are looking at charts that's doing FOReX, that they really pay attention to the news.
Yep.
And they really probably have to pay attention to the charts, because news happens overnight.
Facts.
Markets close in America, you know what I'm saying, and they open in other countries, right?
Yep.
So to just set something and go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? So is it like sleepless nights sometimes, or what?
It depends on how you trade. So there's different type of traders. I like trading is really almost like a sport.
Right.
So just like in boxing, there's different kind of boxers. You know, you got the people that's going to stand outside, hit you with them jabs.
Right.
I'm kind of like that kind of trader.
Okay.
I'm not going to be all inside, getting beat up, be there all day. Those people, they're called scalpers. So it's definitely an interesting way of trading, like in and out real quick, real fast. That's actually how I turned 15 to 500.
Okay, so when you say scalping, because I probably have to hit you on some of these terms right here. So you're saying scalping. So is they working the minute charts? Is it
they can work anything, I'd say under the hour. So hour and under.
Okay.
So they're in and out, or not necessarily in and out, but it's just their trades won't be longer than a trading day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it won't be longer than maybe 8 hours.
So are those people generally putting in a lot of money when they do that?
Not putting in a lot of money. They're hawk-eye in the charts.
Right.
You watching. But the payout's gonna be quicker.
Okay.
But so yeah, it's just a thing of, do you want to be sitting there watching the charts all day, or would you rather do what I do? I go to like the daily chart.
Right.
So my trades may last a week or so, but I'm out doing what I feel like doing.
Right.
Yeah. So there's been plenty of times, like I ended up picking up a skateboard.
Okay. So
I've been at the park skating, checked my phone, and I'm up $1,700.
All right.
I'll just be like, oh, that's cool. Because I like to always tell people when they first get into trading, most of it is not really learning the charts. It's really about keeping your head staying calm. It's mostly mental.
Calm, focus,
patient.
Oh man,
these markets are so slow right now.
Right.
They are so slow. So I used to be able to just jump in a trade and it would take off.
Okay.
But now the market, just because the election and everything, it just the fact that Corona is still here, the markets are slow.
Right.
And the big moves probably happen at like 2 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So patience is definitely one of the things.
So would you kind of liken it to hunting?
Hunting, fishing,
right?
All that.
Because sometimes you can't go to the same spot and the deers are there. You can't go to the same spot and the geese are there. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things you have to know kind of how the weather went, right? Because that forces the birds, even though they have a homing sense in them.
That's a good.
It kind of forces them to go different places. So would you equate the weather to the news?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
and I'm only saying it like this, just so really people can kind of get an understanding, right, of how it works. Because I know people think FOReX and they think it's stocks, and it's not stocks.
It's not stocks, but the charts move.
I'm saying the charts move similar. You know what I'm saying, but trading those things are a little different.
Very different. Yeah.
So now when you look at it from that standpoint, what do you think made this whole FOReX craze come about? Because it's the money has been trading
in there. Yeah.
So like, what happened?
I think that we just have more access to it now. Like back in the day, you had to work at a bank. You had to be on the floor screaming and hollering, talking to the brokers and all that. Right. But now you can trade from your phone.
Right.
One of the most common things people say, and I hate that they say it, you can turn your phone into an ATM. I hate that saying because it's not that simple.
Right.
But yeah, you really can do it straight from your phone. You don't even need a laptop. It helps. It's definitely like a better option. Right. But you can do everything you need to from your phone. So I think now it's just more accessible.
Right.
And with that comes people who take advantage of that access. So that's why a lot of times when you hear somebody young talk about trading, be like, oh, it's a scam. Because we have had people that came in the market and took some people money. Right. So it may be something as simple as they message you saying, oh, if you send me 1,000, I'll turn it into 15,000 in 3 days guaranteed.
Right.
I'm not sending nobody 1,000 if I don't know you.
Yeah.
So half the time these people be getting scammed, it kind of be their own fault.
Right.
So FOReX, to answer anybody who out there skeptical, has never been a scam. People have been trading FOReX since like the 1960s.
Yes.
It's nothing.
It's just, and that's why I asked you that question. Is one of those things like, how did everyone start hearing about it now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it?
Social
media. Do you
media.
think that just made people just say, you know what? Because one, you got to think about it, it was the best kept secret.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Somebody's had this secret for years. They've been trading, against the dollars for years. And then even when people listen to the news, they've heard it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, the dollar's down. This right here, the yen.
Right.
This
right
here.
Like, what's that mean?
You know, they're just like, okay. Or they looking at the little tickers underneath the bottom of the screen. One going one direction, one going the other direction.
Right.
Oh, there's just some stuff we don't know how to read.
Yeah, they don't be looking at that part.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I think what happened is society has gotten intelligent now.
That's a fact.
Before, everything was just, we could just really be dumb about a lot of things.
9 to 5.
But I think now, because people pay attention to finances now, people pay attention to politics.
All that.
People pay attention to the way things move. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably really not a bad thing that people are paying attention now.
Right.
Right. But now it's allowed these opportunities for people to become overnight millionaires.
Yeah.
If they have enough backing.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you, as a trader or somebody like that, and you get enough people and they say, hey man, we want to dump this money on you.
Yep.
And we're good because you know what? It's only 0.0003% of what I own.
There you go.
But that number is, okay, hey, here's $300,000.
Do what you do with it.
Here go another person. Here's another 300,000. Need you go ahead and make that move.
Right.
You gonna make a good trade in one day. You flipped it. Right.
Yep.
And then of course the people gonna report, hey, this is how I made $45,000 today.
Right.
Or I made a trade and made, $250,000. And they really did.
Oh yeah.
Not for them. It's for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what they're not talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's really what blew it up, because people will say, or just YouTube, and I don't want to say clickbait, but just catchy titles, and I even have a video on my page how I made 8,000 in a day, which was true, but there's a way I went about doing that.
Right.
And there's a way people go about, these flip challenges with I don't really do the flipping thing just because flipping is a lot more risky. So I trade super safe.
Okay.
Almost, I don't want to say like the bank, because I don't trade like the bank. And that's why I really got into trading, because people have these savings accounts, you put whatever you put in there, and whether you know it or not, your interest, the reason you get interest is because the bank uses your money to trade.
Okay.
So they take all money in people's banks. They trade with it,
right,
and then you get what 0.01% at the end of the
Right.
year. So that's why, and especially with this big AMC thing,
okay,
people started hearing about hedge funds and trust funds. So all that is people that are rich. They don't have their money in the banks.
right,
They put their money with a good trader.
true,
Yeah,
and where people don't know where it's at,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
And then they have the trader trade with it, and they get a way larger return than
Right.
less than 1%. They get a huge return.
Right, and so a lot of people find out about those things maybe about 15 years from now, and they'll be able to get into those things 15 years from now, but still behind the power curve, right?
Yep.
Because we know once everybody starts doing something, we already know it's old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once it's opened up to everybody,
it's been going on.
It's old. It's been going on forever.
Yep.
So I guess you looking at it from a standpoint of, okay, I'm a student, I'm trading on my balcony.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. So now you're on your balcony trading, you're in school, and you know, how are things going during that moment?
Things were going great.
Okay.
So there was a point where once I started getting really consistent with my trading,
right,
I opened up a Telegram group chat.
Okay.
And that's where my thing Big Cap came from. So I was just sitting there, I was just like, you know, I really want, because like I said, I was super consistent with it. I had built up a $300 account up to like 3,000.
Right.
And this was before I had any clue of what risk management. Like I was just throwing random amounts of money in there. But you know, I was winning trades.
Right.
So I'm winning trade after trade after trade after trade. And I was just like, you know, I cannot be the only college student who doesn't really know what they want to do. But you know, if you don't know what you want to do and you got $300 a day coming in,
right,
I mean, hey, you got some time to, you know, figure some things out.
Right.
And at the time I was really heavy into playing the game. Like I thought I thought I was gonna be a streamer at one point.
Right.
So I was just like, my ultimate goal at the time, I was just like, man, what if I have a whole bunch of high school kids? Because I think it starts in high school.
Okay.
If you don't know what you want to do in high school and you're trading, you got plenty of time to figure out what you want to do.
Right.
So my goal was to just, and still to this day, eventually I want to get back to playing the game, but you know, to have high schoolers at least knowing about the market and knowing about the opportunity. Because had I known about trading in high school, man, my life would be different. I'd have been trading in high school. Who knows if I would have went to college? Who knows? Okay. Yeah. So it's just about, my biggest thing was spreading the opportunity. Right. Because with financial freedom just becomes freedom in general. You know, you just have time to explore what it is that you really want to do. Okay. Yeah.
So do you think now, so are you full in entrepreneur at this point, or are you still like one leg in, one leg out? I mean, where are you at?
Fully in. So I ended up actually dropping out of college last semester.
Okay.
Yeah. So
tough decision?
Not really.
Okay.
It was more tough to break the news to my mom.
Right.
But I had been so detached from school. Like I was just in zombie mode. I was just like, especially when we went to online school. Yeah. I would literally just log into my class, mute the teacher, go to the charts. Like I was into the charts. Like I knew this is what I wanted to do.
So you're saying you were leaning forward at that point?
I was leaning forward.
Right.
Yeah, I think I was really leaning forward from the day that I made that 500.
Right.
Because like I said, I was not necessarily struggling in school, but it was just like I was only doing it because, you know, that was the routine.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of like the pipeline: high school, college, job.
Right.
But like I said, I couldn't see myself working a job to where I had to have a specific schedule.
So do you feel that even right now, this moment, do you feel like that you don't want to work for anyone?
Definitely not now. I done had too much free time for too long now.
Right.
Oh no, I definitely couldn't.
I mean, you're young. How old are you?
22.
22 years old.
22.
Man, that's deep. That's deep to be 22.
Right.
You know?
I remember the first week or the first few weeks after I dropped out.
Right.
I would just trade, skate, trade some more, skate,
go
home. And, you know, I would just be sitting there at the skate park and I was just like, man, I am so free. It feels like every day is summer, but I'm being productive. You know, I still had my Telegram group going. I had my Telegram group rocking at one point. I think I had I had two groups. I had a free group where, you know, I was just sharing basic information, showing people how to get started, all that. And then at some point, everyone was like, well, you know, I'm always seeing you post how much you're making every day.
Right.
Is there a way like we can get your signals? And I was just like, I didn't really want to do it at first.
Right.
But everybody kept asking, and then there's people that just really wanted to learn like the specifics. I had people asking so many questions.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna separate the groups. I'm gonna have one group where I show people, I can't even say the basics. I was really still giving them gems, but then I would focus more of my attention and more like one-on-one with my paid group. So I had a paid group where I was charging like $50 a month or whatever, and I had like 25 people in there.
Right.
So even if I did no trading, I had 25 times $50 a month coming in.
Right.
And it was beautiful. But with everybody being so young, because my target group was people my age,
right,
people didn't understand the risk factor.
Okay.
So I had people in there. I had the biggest account. Like I said, I grew my $50 account up to $3,000.
Right.
So I'm on a $3,000 account. Everybody in there has maybe a $50 to maybe a $500 account.
Right.
When I lost the trade, they would be taking bigger losses than I would. Some of them. I had people in there that listened, but some of them would be taking bigger losses than I would. And I was just like, bro, you cannot. They're chasing the money.
Right.
You can't.
Well, that's what people do, Corey.
Yeah.
I mean, people. You know how they do? They give you $2. They like, listen, I want my $25 more.
Right. That's exactly what they were doing. I'm like, bro, how are you on a $50 account?
Right.
And you just took a $45 loss.
True.
That is crazy.
True.
Like, it's not about hitting home runs. It's about getting a high batting average. Right. You want to just hit. You want to be in the game long enough to keep playing.
So they probably were just chasing the lines.
That's a fact.
That's what they were doing, and they wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the world. They weren't paying attention to what's going on in the news.
They were just blindly following.
Right.
Which is what I was not big. That's actually why I ended up stopping the group, because I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just show you guys.
Right.
And I'm still gonna post my trades, but I'm not gonna. I just had too many. It was just so negative from the people that weren't listening.
Right.
Oh, Corey, you made me lose a whole bunch of money. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because I'm on a $3,000 account and I only risked $30.
Right.
So how are you on a $100 account and you just took a $40 loss?
Right.
That makes no sense.
Chasing money.
Right. So then what was so crazy, what I've always been like my entire time trading, because I took like I said, a week, and even to this day, like I'm still learning. My analysis or my prediction on what's gonna happen, rarely wrong. So there's times where I may be early, and that's what would happen. People would get in on the one where I got in early, throw in all their money, lose it, and then be mad. But then the next day, we had a huge trade every single time. So the guy, I remember he messaged me in the group publicly. He's like, Corey, you lost me a whole bunch of money. I was like, okay, cool. Take your $50 back. Next day, everybody in the group hit for $500.
Right.
And these are people that had $200 accounts. It was a trade on gold. I'll never forget it.
Ooh, unpredictable.
Man, my little cousin, she was demo trading at the time.
Right.
She made like $1,600 that day. She was 16 at the time.
Right.
So I was just like, man. So I'm feeling like I'm the man.
Right.
Because a few months ago, I was still at HEB.
Right.
But I was falling away from that too.
Right.
Yeah. So I started leaning further and further away from HEB, or just, working for somebody else, just because I saw the opportunity.
So now, once again, and I don't want to go too far to the right yet.
Yeah.
Because you moved. So HEB, you're learning. You said I heard you say this now. You said that I can't do a demo account.
I couldn't.
I got to keep busting these numbers out.
Because the way I felt about
it. So you just was it free for you to get these other accounts you kept getting?
Well, I was doing small accounts.
Right.
Like $50 accounts.
Right.
And I really didn't blow too many accounts, just because I always traded. The people that I learned from were big on risk management.
Right.
So I'm never going to blow an account in 1 or 2 trades. It just won't happen.
I'm talking during the learning phase. Like you had to even get to the point where you could.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
When I was first learning.
Like, then you have to what do you call it? Try first? They call it go through a test.
Oh, so no. So when I first,
that's what I'm talking about.
So now, okay. When I first started trading, I wasn't doing the funded trading thing.
Okay.
I was doing with my own money.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Talk about that piece right there. Because you spend a couple dollars.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you just kind of skipped by that part right there. I'm like, hold up now.
I definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah, talk about it. Oh, Tony M said folks lose chasing lines on sportbook wagering, and you're right, Tony.
Oh yeah.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They're trying to play the horses.
So just to answer 1409, so options, that's more so with stocks. I definitely have a few friends that do stocks, and they're doing pretty well at it. So definitely have to start tapping into that. But I just stick to the FOReX.
Right.
But so the way I looked at my losses early on, you go to college and you pay this crazy tuition price. And luckily for me, I didn't have to worry about student debt and all that.
Okay.
Just because my mom's military. But for people, normal people, like they pay college tuition or take loans out of college tuition.
Right.
And you stuck with all that debt. I was like, you know what? Whatever money I lose in the beginning, that's just my fee for this trading education.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. But I say I probably ran through about
don't be guessing.
I probably ran through like 4,000.
Okay.
But see, what's crazy about it is
What's that?
I took because eventually, when Corona hit, they shut down everything. So
right.
Obviously HEB got shut down too.
Okay.
So I got my unemployment the right way. There's a lot of people out there doing that other stuff. Okay. I got the real life unemployment. And I took that and started an account with that. Okay. So that's when I got my first big account. I think I had like a $2,000 account. Right. Worked that up to like 4,000 or 5,000. Right. Just off of, trading smart, trading safe. And then that's when I found out about this company called FTMO. Okay. So the thing about trading is it's just like any investment. The more you have to start with, right, the more you're going to make. True. So the FTMO thing, there's companies out there. Now, they're not the only one, but FTMO is a company that I heard about first. Right. And what they'll do is they'll give you a $100,000 funded account. Okay. And you can trade on that and you keep 70% of whatever you make on it. Okay. All right. So you just saying me as an individual for that particular type of account, I can pay this amount. Yep. And I can pretty much take a test. Yeah. So the way it works is they before they give you the real $100,000 account, they put you through like a test. So the test is to grow the account by a certain amount. Okay. In a certain amount of time. So yeah. So once you pass that, they make you do it twice just to make sure like it wasn't a fluke. And then after that, you get the real account. Okay. So my biggest thing was, I'm cool. I'm good at trading. Okay. But just like a lot of people, I may have the skill, but like you said, do you have the backing for it? Right. Right. So I had to figure out how to go get that funding. And then the greatest thing about it is, if I lose, because the way it works is if you lose a certain percent in one day, right, or overall, then you lose the account. Right. But I didn't lose any of my money. Right. Yeah. So I was like, okay. I mean, at the time, the test for the $100,000 account was $650, I think. Right. So, and the thing is, when you pass the test, you get your $650 refunded back to you. Okay. So I passed the test, and let's say I fail it, I'm out of $650. But by that time, I should have made a couple thousand. So I just reinvest and get another account. So the thing about it, like, it was just almost risk free. It just made more sense. Right. Why start trading with a $200 account when FTMO has a $10,000 account that the test for it is $200. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I was just like, why start small when there's people out there that will fund you? And like I said, I'm not losing my money at the end of the day. Right. If I lose my $200, I'm gonna be hurt as a new trader. Right. But if I have a $10,000 account and I've made, let's say, $700 off of that, right, I can just use a $200 profit out of that $700 profit and get another account if I were to fail. But you have to get to that point first. Right. So I don't want people thinking that, I just go do that and then. No, so you definitely have to pass. It's just that simple. And, I follow the lines and I win. Yeah. So you definitely, like I said, you pass those two tests. Okay. And then once you pass that test, they send you the real account. So for the test, what do you have to do? So what are you doing on the first test? So you grow the account by 10%. So let's say I'm on a $100,000 account, which is what I was on. Okay. You have to make 10,000 in 30 days. So within 30 days, you have to increase that to 110,000. Right. Okay. Right. What if you do it in 2 days? So the minimum is 10 days. Oh, so even even if I were to do it in 1 day, I have to at least, trade 8 more days. Because they don't want to think it's a fluke. Right. Got it. Yeah. So past that, and then the only way you can fail the test is if you lose 5,000 in 1 day. Okay. Or if you lose 10,000 over that 30 day period. Okay, so I'm Brian, and I'm going up here, and I'm logged in, got my account, and I'm looking at the squiggly lines. I'm chasing, because that's what people do, right? I'm chasing the bar, chasing the squiggly lines, right? And I lose more than what percent? 5% in a day. I lose more than 5%. What happens? I get my money back? No, you failed that test. You out of the money. You done lost your $650. So you saying I got to go get another test? You got to get another test. Okay, all right. So now I say, you know what?
I fail and I smile. I say, man, bump that. I'm going to throw another 650 on the books,
like,
right?
You sound like Corey.
And so I throw my 650 in there, right? So I'm starting again. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm 10 days in. I'm at $111,000. Okay.
Yep.
And so that means I'm over 10,000.
And you didn't pass the 10-day period.
Past the 10-day period.
So you passed that.
So what happens?
So that's step one. So you completed step one.
Okay.
I'll send you an email. Oh, congratulations.
Okay.
And then that moves you to step 2, which is verification.
Okay.
Just to verify that you can do it again.
All right.
So step 2 is you only make 5%. So if I'm on a $100,000 account, I only have to make 5,000. But I still have 30 days.
Right.
And those same rules apply.
10 days.
I can do it in 10 days. Yeah,
right.
You can do it in 10 days. So then trade. You make the 5,000.
Okay. Now what happens? I win this time.
You win.
So
then
what money am I getting right now? Because I want some money.
So after you pass that second step, you get your 650 back.
Okay, so now I got 650.
Yeah. So
okay, so now I got 650. So I want to ask you this question. I have 650.
Yep.
Can I take this 650 and get another account?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
That's exactly what I did.
Just so I know I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So you're actually allowed to get up to 3 accounts per person. Yep. So you can trade with up to $300,000 in their capital.
Okay. All right. So now I just passed the second test. So now they're saying, hey, here's a real account.
Here's a real account. They'll send you the contract. And then so
what happens now?
It's exactly the same. Nothing changes. So you're still, only thing is now there is no goal to be met.
Right.
So now you just trade the account. Whatever you make is whatever you make. And then at the end of every month, you invoice the company.
Okay. So now I got a real account now.
Got the real account.
I took 650. I got me another account because I'm going to do probably the same trades I'm doing for my real account.
Yep.
So I can make sure, I grow it. They're locked in together.
Yep.
So now I hit the 30-day mark. It's day 30. I'm gonna say 31 just to be nice. So it's day 31. And the count is at $110,000. Okay.
The test one.
The real one.
The real one.
Okay. So I'm at $110,000.
$110,000.
So I just grew that account by $10,000.
Right.
You said I invoiced the company.
You invoiced the company.
Okay.
And then
what happens?
So the company split, like I said earlier, you keep 70% of whatever you make.
Okay.
So if you made $10,000 on that account, you will be getting you'll invoice them for $7,000. So that'll be $7,000 for the month.
So you telling me the company's gonna get $3,000?
Company's gonna get $3,000, and then you take the other $7,000.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
And
that's why I said there's no point to start. Why start small if you know what you're doing?
Okay, so that means that really, technically, I could have an income coming in
of 21K.
Of 21K,
and that's just based on that 10% a month goal.
Right.
You could make more. Like there's people out there that you can make that 10% in 1 week, in 1 day. It all just depends on how risky and how big you trade.
Right.
Yeah. So if you were to make 100,000 in a month, somehow double the account in 1 month, hey, you got a $70,000 check coming at the end of the month. If you can do that, yeah. So whatever you make, 70% of that is yours. Yep.
So now, this is why you said that this is something you want to do, because I'm gonna just put it all together for me, because I'm not a smart guy. I'm from North Carolina. So you telling me if I'm Brian and I got pretty good at this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you get good, definitely.
And I did my first account. I did 650, passed the 2 tests. I got my 650 back. I started another account. Now I'm working on a real account and another starter account. 30 days go by. I increased the account by whatever percent. Well, we're gonna say $110,000.
Yeah.
We had $110,000. So I grew that account by $10,000. So you telling me at that point I invoiced the company?
Yeah.
And myself and the company, we split
70-30.
70-30 the commission.
Profits. Yep.
Profits.
Yep.
And then if I keep doing that every month, I'm going to get it's going to be the same thing.
Depending on whatever you make.
Right. Yep. So, okay, so let's say that 30 days goes by. That other account, I done did the 2 already.
Yeah.
So now that's another actual account.
So now you got 2 accounts. So you can either.
And then I can take that, because you said I can have 3 accounts.
You can have 3.
And I can take that 650, drop it on another account.
Right back in there.
So now just potentially me, myself, Brian, country boy from North Carolina.
Yep.
I can have 3 accounts running. And let's say if I'm doing the same trades for each one of the accounts, and if I increase those accounts by $10,000 the next 30 days, then you're telling me that $30,000 will be split 70-30 between me and the company, and I will invoice them for the accounts.
That's exactly what it is.
And so when we do see people on the internet, the ones who live in that life, the ones who really are trading, these young guys, right, and gals, this is what they're doing. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so, we only talking about legit stuff. I'm not gonna talk about no illegal stuff. I'm saying
no.
Everything I'm talking about is all legit. So
Facts,
this is because I just said me.
Yeah.
I could sit here and do that. And I'm only talking about 3 accounts.
That's 3 accounts.
And I could have it just coming in.
Right there. So there's people that out there that trade their own money.
Right.
Just because, I mean, when you trade your own money, you don't have any rules. If you lose 5,000,
so it's different. Right.
Yeah, you can get as risky as you want to get.
Right.
But it's definitely a great way to start off. If you're someone out there who that knows what they're doing,
right,
but you just don't have $100,000 or $10,000 to play with like that, trade for a company that'll give you the money to.
Right.
And then you build, you stack that profit, and then you can trade your money and trade their money at the same time if you want to do.
Right.
Or like I said, you keep trading their money, and when you lose, hey, you didn't lose your money.
Right.
So the thing about it is, like, let's say you were to go a month, and let's say you lost $2,000 at the end of the month.
Right.
There's nothing you can't invoice negative.
Right.
Yeah. So you just wouldn't make anything that month.
Right.
So,
but as long as you didn't drop the account below,
as long as you didn't lose 10,000 from the original balance.
For the original balance.
So like what a lot of people do is like their first month, they won't withdraw. So like, let's say I make 10,000.
Right.
The first month, I won't touch it. Then that second month, let's say I make 10,000.
Okay.
I now have a $10,000 buffer from whatever is going on. So then from that point, you can trade as risky as you want to because you're always going to be $10,000 in profit.
Hey, Northern Cross said, why didn't I give you some money when we had lunch today? Let's talk tomorrow before he leaves.
Hey, you can always
hey, that's old NCT on Northern Cross, boy.
Yeah.
He don't play when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? But okay. So that's smart. So you're telling me, and I know this is what happens with people sometimes. So because I'm not a smart guy, I'll sit here and say, hey, Corey, I need you to start these accounts up for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And but I have to start them myself. And I have to do everything. Then I'm just saying, hey man, I need you to make these moves for me.
Yep.
Right. And you make the moves for me. And the same principle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this, it's commission based off the split. Or whatever. And so just you, because I'm only gonna talk about you.
Right.
So if you traded if you just did it, you gave advice for people who were doing it themselves, right?
Yeah.
Say if it was me and 5 other people, and because it's our accounts, but you were just giving advice, or we following your lead.
Right.
You're saying, hey, this right here, this right here, this right here.
Yep.
And we make the moves. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And because we don't know nothing about it, you do. So you really could make a lot of money, Corey.
I definitely could.
You could make. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's.
Yep.
That's astonishing. I mean, I'm just looking at like, whoa. Now, that means you can just pay for college right out and finish, get your degree.
You definitely could.
That's what you could do.
I could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint, hint. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You can't lose sight of that. Michael Jordan went back and got a degree.
Oh yeah.
Shaq went back and got a degree. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always push that. You know that. You know what I'm saying? That's like that's one of those things. It's good to have that paper. You know what I'm saying? When there's no reason why you couldn't have it. Now, if you was out there working in the coal mine and digging underneath the ground and stuff, then okay, maybe. But if you're in an environment where you can go skateboard and sit on the patio, and do all these other things here,
I can still go back and get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that makes family members a lot happier.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a goal of mine.
Right.
It's just at the time I was so focused on my trading.
Right.
And I think just like a lot of pro athletes do, like you said, you gotta accomplish what you want to accomplish, and then you can go back and get that.
Right.
Just to make your mama proud.
Right. Definitely. I mean, I think it's no different than So I'm gonna give you an example, right? So you have many athletes that go to college, right? And they're after their first year, they're in a sophomore.
Straight to the.
And so the agents say, "Hey, you can go pro."
Yeah.
You know, saying some athletes do say, "No, I'm gonna go ahead and stay," and then they get hurt or whatever, and they still get the degree, which is, you know, what I'm saying. So I probably can look at it. You know, maybe sometimes what it is, and they tell their parents like, "Listen, I'm gonna go back and get my degree. Okay, I might be taking some night classes, but I'm gonna go back and get it."
Right.
You know, I see an opportunity here.
That's exactly
That's
what it was.
not saying it's gonna be there always. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it to lessen. You know what I'm saying? Dropping out, well, leaving school.
Yeah.
To pursue your entrepreneurship.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to say that like at all. Yeah. I'm just saying that I can kind of look at it from that perspective.
Yep.
You know, as an athlete doing that.
Right.
Okay. Hey, I want to do a shameless plug real quick.
Gotta get it in there.
And I want to do it because it's me. I want you, everybody. There's a great book out right now by one of my partners, Anita Renee Blue. Okay. She just retired last Friday from the Air Force. 34 years in the Air Force.
Sheesh.
And she co-authored a book, Breakthrough Success. And when I tell you, if you can see it says, as seen on Fox, NBC, and CBS News, this is a great read. I already started reading today. I bought 10 copies on Friday. All 10 of them came in today. Nita would be on the show on Wednesday. Very big show. We have Andy coming back. We have Tristan coming in. And so it's going to be a great evening. So to have this, and she's as of yesterday, I think it was Saturday, a best-selling author. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Debut book, best-selling author. So I'm glad I called her now because she's going to be on a worldwide tour all over the U.S. I'm sure she's going to be on Ellen and all these other shows, and that's what's coming up for her. She really has a big road ahead of her right now. Wow. So, and it's really fortunate and good that we can get her on the show so soon, and so we can talk about this book, you know. Yeah. And I got a couple things to read tonight, just kind of finish it up because I told her I wanted to read it, and then get on the show. And so Wednesday it worked out just right. So definitely caught this book, Breakthrough Success. You can find it on Amazon. As soon as you pull it up, I'm telling you, it's already a bestseller. You know what I'm saying? So number one selling author, she's doing her thing. She's doing it big. So please support Anita Renee Blue. All right, thank you. And you can follow her on at Legacy Blue on Instagram. Okay, make sure you do that. Okay, I appreciate you for giving that time to do that right there. I just want to make sure, man, because I'm telling you, man, this was a big deal here. It's a very big deal. And I'm telling you, when you get to really starting in the book, page 1, it says becoming a leader while hiding in plain sight, and that's deep in itself. Yeah. And so when I started to read that, I was like, whoa, I was excited. You know, the Amazon guy came, knocked on the building today. I thought it was something else. He had the box in a bag, and I opened it up. I said, oh, and I had to post it on my Instagram. You know, hit her up. I said, yo, I got the books, and so I'm gonna get them signed on Wednesday, all of them. And then the people that call in on Wednesday, they're going to get a free copy.
Oh, that's what's up.
I'm going to send it to them, you know, just to support it, because we have to support one another.
Oh, that's
and that's a big thing that we need to do, and we need to do better than what we do. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to you, young man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you see yourself, where do you see yourself in 2 years?
In 2 years, I'll definitely still be trading. But by that point, I'm gonna have my hand in so many other things.
Okay, so you're not just stuck on trading.
Not at all.
So what's okay? You see, because you said nothing about you didn't say anything about anything else. You just said, "Oh, trading. That's what I want to do." I talked to the guy at HEB. Mm-hmm. He showed me how much he made, and I said, "Hey, I want to do that.
I gotta get to it."
So why are you saying now that you want to get into other things? I mean, so what made that particular thing of business really make you be more like an entrepreneur now and searching for other opportunities?
Just because I've always watched like just how super wealthy people move, you know, as far as like their lifestyle, how they do things. They don't have one source of income. So I'm just about trying to get my arm in everything, whether it's, you know, I trade, that could be my main source, but then I can use that to fund other things. So who's to say I don't buy some land and start selling hay, you know, or I start raising race horses, you know, just whatever it is. I just want to be able to get my hand in some other things.
Right. So is it about being deliberate, or are you saying I'm just open to anything? I mean, or you know what I'm saying? That this is something, especially, you know, you've been a young man.
Yeah.
Or anybody, it doesn't matter. When we look at when we look at stuff as far as entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying? I think we had this conversation maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I told you, I said, you know what? There are business people, there are entrepreneurs, then there are successful entrepreneurs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A person could be an entrepreneur and never make a dollar.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Ever. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean they're anything less. You know what I'm saying? They're still an entrepreneur.
Right.
But when you look at a person, a business person, they can do well at business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might jump around to different things, but they do well at business. Right. But to be able to start something and sustain it, you know what I'm saying? Like that is something that, and to sustain it means that you have to accept the highs and the lows.
Right.
And you can't fold because there's some lows.
That's a fact.
Because in trying to become a successful entrepreneur,
there's going to be some lows.
It's going to be some lows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I want you to understand this, a successful entrepreneur doesn't mean that you don't lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What it means is that you don't quit.
You don't quit.
When you do lose.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, you're beating the success. The success is beating the failure.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, and so, and then I would just say to you, just really look at what you want to do and be deliberate about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing what you want to get into. Sure.
I'm going to have to.
Opportunities present itself all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we can't just go grabbing every opportunity that jumps out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so that would be just some advice and you thinking about, you know, doing anything.
Yeah. At this point, it's more so just me being open.
Right.
I'm definitely going to have to figure out exactly what it is that I want to get my hands into. But yeah, at some point, like I said, like in 2 years, I just want to be able to know that, because I just started trading last year.
Right.
So this is my first like full season of trading.
Okay.
And in that, you know, I got to see how the market moves differently at different times of the year.
Right.
So recently, like my last video I posted, I was on a losing streak of all of January.
Okay.
And
so January beat you up.
January, that was my first time losing since I got consistent at trading.
Right.
So I was like on like a probably 6 or 7 month just killing it.
Right.
Like just, I mean, not to say that I never lost, but like let's say I lose 500 in a day. That same day or the next day, I'd probably had like a $1,500 win.
Right.
So like my losses were being covered.
Right.
But January was just blow, just body shot, just getting beat up. But then I, you know, I went to looking at the people that are big in trading or just the people that I learned from. And most of them had an off January. Something's like, okay, it made me realize that it wasn't just me. It's just the month of January possibly. Because last January I wasn't trading. So
how were you processing that during that time before you even looked at anybody else? And this is the thing, you got to understand, this is where people need to learn and understand. That, you know what I'm saying? The giraffe and quicksand moment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I was definitely hurt in January.
Right.
Like, because like I said, I was just so used to everything's blue screens, the big cap, we don't lose. It was just win, 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 win. So to go through, not, you know, people, you know, in sports, you may lose 2 or 3 games back to back.
Okay.
But imagine going 4 weeks, just lose.
Right.
All right, we're going to try again next week. Lose. So I was just like, I kind of stepped back. I was like, do I know what I'm doing? Because like I said, this is my first year doing this.
Right.
So I was just like, man, like this is rough. And now that I'm on the other side, at the time I was just like, I never even once thought about giving up on trading. Just because like I said, I'm leaning forward. I'm all the way in. It was just more so I had to step back and get back to my grind days. Because when I first started, I had sticky notes on the wall. Like every time I would lose a trade, I figure out why I lost it, write it on a sticky note, put it on the wall. So I just had to get back to figuring out what it was that was causing me to lose. Because when I first started, like I said, when I lost, I looked at it as, I didn't get mad, nothing. I was just like, well, had I done this, I would have won. So I was happy.
Okay.
But, you know, once you just get so used to success, you kind of forget. And, you know, it's kind of crazy that I'm saying that, because even with my track career, like, you kind of forget what got you there.
Right.
So I had to step back and be like, okay, it's time to go back into the lab and figure out what it was.
Right.
And ultimately, I just ended up figuring out that, you know, the market is just moving slower.
Right.
Because it's the beginning of the year. You know, we just came off of Christmas and all that.
True.
Money moves the market.
Right.
So after Christmas, people aren't spending as much.
Right.
So I just had to, you know, the market's not moving as fast. And I just had to slow myself down.
Do you ever go back and look at data? Like go back like last year during this month last year or 2 years. And because I'm saying in business, that's what businesses do.
Yep.
They see where they were operating at during the time frame. They look at how the economy was. They look at what the interest rates were.
Yeah.
They look at a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? What was moving the economy? They'll even go back in history when they find, even when the pandemic happened, where doing the Ebola virus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll go back and look that far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and that's why kind of being included with economics and stuff like that, and really knowing how the market moves, when it stabilizes, when there's issues going on.
Yep.
Because no matter what, money has always been made.
That's a fact.
You know, you just have to figure out when it's to be made, right?
Yeah. Yep. So that was my biggest thing. And really just, even in the video, I talk about just having to really focus on patience.
Right.
Because the thing about anything else is any other, because like I said, I think of trading as a sport is go, 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 go.
Right.
You know, things happen. There's quarters.
Right.
With this, you know, I may be waiting 8 hours or maybe even up to a week for a trade to set up.
Okay.
So, you know, I've been waiting for a week and now here it is. I'm in the day that I know it's going to happen.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting there waiting 4 or 5 hours. And what would happen is I would jump in the trade. And like I said, I wouldn't be wrong.
Right.
I would just jump in like 6 hours too early. So it would go down. I'd be negative and it would go below, like beyond what I'm willing to risk for that trade. Right. So I close it. Wake up the next morning, it's up. I'm just like, oh, and that happened every day in the month of January.
Right.
I was just like, okay. But, you know, like I said, it's different when you step back and you see that. When I was going through it, I was just like, yeah, okay. Next day. But
so you didn't think to change nothing up after like 2 days?
I did it.
No.
No, I was just like, man, I've been doing this same strategy.
So that stubbornness?
Yeah, I was.
You been stubborn? Listen,
yeah,
you got to look at the trend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And but like it becomes a lesson learned.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And so, you're really showing and telling an individual how they could possibly get caught up in something like that.
Right.
And where you can't be thinking that, oh, what I know is right. Oh, I'm always right. You know, like, no, listen, we don't control the market at the end of the day.
Yeah, we definitely don't.
We really have to take clues of what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so what made you go from being on the back patio to, you know what I'm saying, you just said full blown out, let me get an office and some TV screens and go hard with it?
So I just felt like it was, if I was gonna have so much free time now that like I wasn't in school, I can't spend that free time in the house. Even when like I was in school, I couldn't study at home. I had to go to the library, I had to go to Panera Bread, I had to go somewhere. So if I can't be successful in school at home, how can I expect my business to flourish from at home? You know, because I could be trading and then somebody called me, Corey, let's get on the game. All right, here I come. Or, you know, oh, I'm hungry. Let me go cook some, you know. I had to put myself in a space where I would get away from all my distractions and I was ultimately being deliberate. That's kind of like a trend that I found. When you're deliberate about something, it's going to work. When I took that week and was deliberate and I want to learn something new every day, I exploded in my trading. When I got to the office and I was just here all day, every day, learning how to edit or just, you know, staring at the charts for hours on hours, that's when my trading took off. That's when I got hot. Like I was just on fire. Just because you're putting all your energy and you're focusing on this one task.
Right. And it's amazing when you have a space where you can really just be creative.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And it makes you really pour yourself into it. And you find yourself, you don't want to do anything but that.
That's a fact.
You know, it becomes a hunger. You smile at yourself. You might get tired. You might even sit there and take a nap for a second.
Yep.
You know, then you be okay, I'm re-energized, right?
That's how
because one, it's something about being home and being in your own space. You know what I'm saying? As far as office space or something like that. And I think we do better in those environments because when we're home, we have that familiar surrounding. You know, we associate a room with the room. We associate a living room with a living room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, but when we associate like a building or office space or something like that, you know, people tend to just turn it up when they do that.
Yeah.
I promise you. From the time of getting a building to, you know, the creative spaces created, everything did this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you bear witness to that. You know what I'm saying? You see the way things move. Yeah. Because it just you do become creative.
Yeah.
You know, and you do pour everything into it. And you'll see once you kind of saw when I was just like, hey, okay, stuff looking the same.
Yeah.
What you doing?
It's crazy to look at that office now.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? And what's the first thing I told you to do the first day you got your office? I said to pull out your phone and do what?
Take a picture.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to see your growth.
Right.
And I said, hey, I want you to increase something about your office by what percent every day? 1% every day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because what that does is that gives you a deliberate mindset.
Yeah, right.
And that makes you not look back from yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you walk in and say, you know what, I got to go to 1%, that means when you walk in, you're not going to be looking at yesterday.
Right.
That's what it's saying. You know what I'm saying? You're always thinking forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you push. That's how the people who are very successful in doing stuff like within entrepreneurship, that's why they're successful. You know what I'm saying? They have the ability to stop looking back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to lean forward. And if you're going to lean forward, stay forward.
Stay forward.
If you want to lean back, stay, but you're going to be back there.
You're going to be back there.
That's what's going to happen. If you worried about yesterday, you worried about it, trust me, you're going to live in yesterday.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, and then you have to look at some stuff such as who you surround yourself with.
That's definitely a fact.
You know, people say, oh, you know, you have to surround yourself and be around like-minded people. Well, you know what, man? I have a addendum to that.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
You want to be around like action people.
Facts. There's a lot of people talking about some stuff
all day.
There's a lot of people talking about
I can talk about some stuff all day.
I
can come around. Yeah, I'm talking the same thing. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then you say, oh, man, they like-minded.
Yeah.
No.
I was talking about some stuff for a good little minute. A long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, where the movement at?
Right.
Where is the belief at? Where is the faith at?
Gotta jump in.
If you keep talking about doubt, oh man, well, I don't know. Well, you know what? You need to don't do it.
Yeah.
Or you need to go call somebody who's going to listen to that mess.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and that's how we do. It's like, no. No, you can't come here with the energy.
Right.
No, hey, what's wrong? I don't even want to know what's wrong. Bye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't come in the building with that, right?
Right.
Because one, everything is about leaning forward.
Right.
And then you find yourself when you're having conversations with people, they're only talking about uplifting. They're never talking about people.
Yep.
They're never talking about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing to go to.
Yeah.
You know, so unless it's an event of people who are about action.
Yeah.
We can go to events all day of people who want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, all these people, they want to do. You can get caught up in a cycle of going to something with everybody want to do something.
Right.
You need to go somewhere where people are doing actions, where they're actually doing something.
And that's what I was big on, because there's when it comes to trading, there's a lot of these, trading academies, and what they'll do is it'll almost just be like a big, I want to say party, but like, like a big convention. Everybody's in there. There's like too many people in there, and they're all spreading too many different ideas. You got to focus in on one thing. You can't be trying to learn a million different strategies at one time. You got to focus in on one thing, master that first, and then you can start adding on to other stuff first. But when you first learn how to play basketball, you can't be worried about trying to get all flashy with it. Learn how to do a layup first. Learn how to dribble first. You got to master one thing at a time. So I was big on, just making sure, one, keep it simple, and, making sure that everybody was focused in on one thing, and that we were actually working towards something, not just all sharing random ideas. Yeah.
And then once again, that circle.
Yep.
The people you go around. So
my circle.
You eat lunch with people who they say, hey, okay, you do that? Okay, let's go.
That's how it was.
Hey, come on, let's go.
Yep.
Hey, let's go. I know one person, so there's no names on this thing, but had lunch with them, and they were like, you do what? Okay, hey, let's do this right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you on this right here.
Yep.
Off just the fact that they wanted to see you win.
Right.
Other people, like, they found out, they're like, for real? Oh, and it's not what they could get. It's like, oh no, we want him to win. He's doing what? Oh no, we want him to go ahead and win.
Yeah.
So hey, no, tell him to hook up. Hey, tell him to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So they can make things happen. That's what you have to place yourself around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not around people that's doing that, none of us. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't around people that's doing that, then we need to go ahead and step off.
Yeah.
And do what we got to do. And we have to think about it. Because that's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? In life. All right. So at this point, you're doing your thing in the office. Mm-hmm. You're making good trades. You came off a rough time in January.
Yep.
The elections has happened. So now you're at the point of where you're at now.
Back rolling, snowball effect. So, like I said, had to just step back, make some adjustments, really just work on, waiting on the market to do what it's going to do, and back trading with confidence, like I said in the video, and just looking forward. Like it's the same old thing over and over again. I'm real consistent with what I do, so it's not so much of the strategy didn't change at all. We still keep things real simple, and right now, we're just getting these accounts locked in. Yeah.
Okay, so you saying how many accounts you working with right about now?
20 something.
20 something.
20 something.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Multiply that by 100K.
Oh, hey, listen, boy, let me tell you, that's a lot of counts, Corey. That's a lot of Rolls Royce Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Who you telling?
There's a lot of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot, boy.
It's gonna get crazy, and luckily they got these trade copiers. So
right,
20 is real slight.
Right.
It's up to 1,000 slots.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just duplicate pretty much the trades that you're doing.
So once you get the trade copy, whatever I do on one trade, one account, it'll automatically copy to the others. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that's amazing.
Make it real easy.
That is amazing, man. Well, you know what? Listen, I understand the mogul piece. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a mogul.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna do a lot of other things, which is great.
Yep.
I already know within the next, I already called you. I told you how many months. I already told you.
Yeah.
That you will be totally on top of it.
Yeah.
On top of it. And it's just one of those things where, we keep you grounded around here. 5 Inc. You know what I'm saying? We keep you grounded, you know what I'm saying? Keep you around enough bosses as you're around all the time. And that's good, man. You're around a lot of people. You're at a lot of meetings. You're at a lot of places of transactions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of stuff around people that that's allowing you to gain some knowledge that as you continue to get older, you know what I'm saying, you would have already seen that play.
Right.
And you will understand that, whether it's negotiating, whether it's understanding, cash buy versus financing buys.
Yeah.
How you control it when you take the dollar in. You know what I'm saying? So the different things that you're learning, man. So I tell you, just keep those things and keep those keys going.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy to see. Like your mind, I feel like my mind has just expanded so much.
Right.
And I don't want to just credit everything to leaving school, but you can learn everything you want to learn about school.
Right.
Or what I'm doing is learning everything I can learn about life. So like, it's just like, I've always been the kind, I've just soaked up information.
Right.
So it's definitely interesting to be around, just like you said, a lot of boss moves happening to see how things work.
Right.
How business is done. Yeah. It's really interesting to see.
And it's good. And I tell you, the different people you see coming in this building here, and the people that we already got lined up, you already know that's coming and what they do and what they're doing. And for you to be able to be in here and witness those things and they talk to you every time they come here.
Right.
That's just really giving you some knowledge, man. That's just like crazy. You know what I'm saying? How many times people get a chance to just talk to millionaire after millionaire after millionaire?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that is that's a blessing for somebody your age.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they're able to give you those things.
And they're all in different fields.
What's that?
And they're all in different fields. So I'm
definitely.
also seeing all the different things that I can possibly get into at some point.
Right.
Yeah. So that alone is just crazy.
Yeah, man. It is, man. But I your future, young man, I'm telling you, is I see it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things that, is good to watch. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, stay grounded, man. You got a loving family. You know what I'm saying? They keep you grounded, which is great. You know what I'm saying? Great, just great background. You know what I'm saying? So keep that. Stay humble.
Got to.
Don't let the money, don't let the fame and the money change you. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And because sometimes people can get a couple dollars in their pocket, they start thinking like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple 100,000. Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So
I think my biggest thing when stuff do get where I wanted to do is, like I said, I just want to get people up there with me.
Right.
So whatever, like the people I'm around,
there you go.
I want to invest in them.
Ooh.
So like if I know that, I got a friend that wanna drive trucks or whatever,
Right.
Hey, let's go ahead and get that rolling. You want to cut hair? Let's get that rolling.
Right.
You want to do this? I just want to get people around me up
Right.
into the same area.
And that's good.
Yeah.
And that's good.
And I just want to I want them to get there while they're young.
That's really good. And I want you to, because because y'all are the future.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the future. We want you starting businesses. We want young kids starting LLCs. We want we just need that to happen, especially now, because it's really no, the Cross said, he said 21 accounts after tonight. So he said he ain't leaving out till you and him talk tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? So he can go ahead and get you these funds,
Get you locked
and
in.
he's definitely a man about his word. You know what I'm saying? If anybody want to look him up at Northern Cross Transport, he's a big dog in the hot shot game. He does big things out there. And that's what it's about. But it's his thing. He wants to see Corey win. You know what I'm saying? And we had lunch today. Me and Corey, we sat down. We talked business the whole time.
Yeah.
And that was the thing about it, which was great. You know what I'm saying? You got to see that. You know what I'm saying? I wish you could have walked over. We went over to talk to the people for the dump trucks. That's why we walked over in the dirt.
I ain't even see.
Yeah. Listen, it's about no moves, baby.
Yeah.
It's about moves. And that's the thing about it, because it becomes opportunity. Sure, you see your friend, but then you see the opportunity, and now you got to go turn that opportunity into something.
It's a great
thing. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what you want to do.
Yep.
And you look at everything as a possible transaction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As we continue to grow and continue to build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you had to tell anybody something, especially now, because your generation is your generation, and the way you see things moving forward, like, what advice do you give people?
As
far, you know what I'm saying? Like, some young kid in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, what advice do you give? Just as a person, as a man. I ain't saying you right or wrong, whatever you give them, but what is your advice?
The one thing I tell anybody in any grade in school: figure out what you want to do. No matter if that's entrepreneur, if you want to be a doctor, just figure out what you want to do, and then know what it takes to achieve that. So a lot of people, I'm not saying like little kids, but middle school and up, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a lawyer. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna talk down on that, but you need to know, hey, you got to do this much school. You got to pass these tests. Is this competitive? Only this, this percent of people get in. You really need to have your goal set and know what it takes to achieve that. Because they say dream, reach for the stars and all that, but we got to be real at some point. You got to know what come with that, like we said earlier. So that'd be my biggest thing. Know what you want to, figure out what you want to do, or not even necessarily figure out, have an idea what you want to do, and then figure out, do the research and know what it takes to achieve that.
Right, but we say research. What do you mean research?
Like, let's say you want to be a pharmacist like me. I know I wanted to be a pharmacist. I didn't know what to major in. I didn't know how much school I didn't know what classes I had to take. You need to figure out if what you're chasing aligns with, your personality.
Right.
Like, I wasn't really attracted to school.
Okay.
So how can I expect myself to grind for 6 years of doing something that I'm not really interested in? Yeah. So you really want to align yourself with something that fits you.
Okay.
Like, if you're not, let's say a kid wants to be in the NFL, but you don't like working out. How are you gonna make it to the NFL without working out?
There, right?
Right. Yeah. So I feel like you need to know. You need to align yourself with what naturally suits you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're someone that likes just like for me, I think the reason that I like trading is because it's almost like playing the game. Mm-hmm. It's just new and exciting, and it's something different every day.
Right.
And yeah, it's just like it aligns with how my brain works. So I definitely feel that'd be my piece of advice. Figure out what you want to do,
right,
and then know what comes with that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good right there. Well, man, I'm gonna tell you right there. I hate to end it. You know what I'm saying? But I think you put out a great amount of information, even from understanding FOReX from the start. Even if people don't know how to trade, right, they understand how the process works. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And if they wanted to try it, they wanted to do it, they can understand the account situation and stuff like that. I mean, I think you were very, you know, saying detailed in explaining that. You know, so I really do. But most of all, I appreciate Corey. I appreciate what you do every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I watch you every day, and I watch you grind. I watch you put the time in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you fought through January. January was rough for y'all. Saw you on the ropes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but you know, you were being challenged every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was challenging you every day. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to do this.
I like
you know what I'm saying? You said you wanted to do this. I asked you, were you ready to do this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to commit to it, and you committed to it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the downs come.
Downs come. And that's what anything.
We want the ups, but the downs do come.
Right. Okay? Yep. And you got to be prepared for those.
You know, and that's how we respond when it comes to those downs.
That's the biggest thing right there. That's another thing. That's another piece of advice I say. Whatever you win, keep your confidence. You can't operate if you're not confident.
Right. True.
Yeah. So I don't care what it is. If you've been taking tests and you confident,
right?
You go into a test unconfident, what's gonna happen?
Done.
Yeah.
Done. You know, and that's the thing. So in closing, hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I know this will be replayed. You know what I'm saying, multiple times, because we're gonna get this out. Tomorrow we have additional show tomorrow. Jay Rich is coming in tomorrow. She has some things she need to put out there because she started some stuff, and there's some stuff she just hit me up today. Say, hey, is it possible for me to get on? And we have Tiffany Latoy coming in with her. She's straight out of Indiana doing big things. She came down to Houston and do some things with some clients. So she's down here for 2 weeks. So if you need to know how to get your small business started, you need government contracting certifications, trucking setup, new business setup. Tiffany is who you need to contact. Okay. And that is at TIFFANY LATOI, Tiffany Latoy. You can find her. I'm trying to tell you, she's big things. It's hard to catch her, but you know, we managed to wrangle her on in, so she's gonna come on in here tomorrow to drop some jewels,
gems.
You know what I'm saying, along with Jay Rich. We appreciate that right there. So last thing, make sure you get the book Breakthrough Success by Anita Renee Blue. I'm asking everybody to support this sister. She's doing a great thing. She's a #1 best-selling author as of Saturday, and the book dropped on Friday. So that lets you know the support that she has. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. So definitely tune in on Wednesday. She'll be in for and this is gonna be a great episode because we have Andy coming in with her thing. We have Tristan coming in also. They'll be together. In fact, we're doing a little photo shoot here at 5 Inc. with them. And so it's going to be a great evening. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll definitely see you on tomorrow. 7 o'clock tomorrow. Let's do it.
It's the king of love track, baby. Take wheel. Take wheel. Everybody take wheel. Come on. Take wheel. Do the take wheel. Everybody take wheel. You got to speak to me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Give you a jab to the nose and make you say what's up. I'm in the club, nigga, tuck with the long barrel. When the music stops, have to say goodnight, Christmas carols. People hate me, man, I really do know why. They see the wings on my back and they know I'm gon' fly. So what the fuck supposed to do? Just try to please people. Got my MBK crew family and I don't get people. Remember, used to put newspaper in my tennis shoes. Used to walk around in them jeans, the mini shoes. For party nigga, I was too thugged up for that. Never told all my enemies I couldn't be a rat. But niggas told on me, nigga, they got it in return. Now in they mama's living room in a nice earth. Fuck you, your whole crew, bitch, cause you gon' get caught. Blow your brains out in your lap, now hold that thought. Motherfuckers, the beginning of a new era. Say we're getting it poppin', nigga, cause I'm so clever. You can love me, you hate me, nigga, but I'm still with it. T5 legacy never ending, bitch, it's the beginning. This is the beginning of a new era. Say we're getting it poppin', nigga, cause I'm so clever. You can love me, you hate me, nigga, but I'm still with it. T5 legacy never ending, bitch, it's the beginning. This just for my killers who just straight up murder. Leave you in the sewer dead just like a ninja turtle. I got connections with the real fucking black mob, and I'm trying to get it right with my man God. So anytime I drop a limit, that is no problem. Niggas will touch your ass, you wish they fucking rob you. Menace to society, that's my favorite one. Desert Eagle 50 caliber, that's my favorite gun. My nature willing, yes I'm done it for your fucking dome. You know I'm making cause you always running fucking home. MBK got a boy, your house with a clap it up. Around my mouth like a big booty bitch, I can back it up. Try niggas on pickups just like they did in Jasper. Keep fucking around, your new friend is gonna be Casper. You gon' be in the casket, people trying to comfort on you. But so many hoes ain't taking can play golf for you. Motherfuckers stop pretending I'm a new ever. Jay will getting it poppin', nigga, cause I'm so clever. You can love me, you hate me, nigga, but I'm still with it. She find legacy never, and the bitch is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new era. Jay will getting it poppin', nigga, cause I'm so clever. You can love me, you hate me, nigga, but I'm still with it. She find legacy never, and the bitch is the beginning. Fuck that shit, boy, I'm tired of being nice. White shit in your head, this Mac is not a fucking life. I keep the termites fed like a pistol, stay with some lead. Like Marita, dog, stay with some bread. I lived in the trailer, not no projects. It's still got, but you wouldn't run on my set. I kill niggas, dog, and also a kill time. Tell out my snitches, head two fucking moms. Niggas tell me, goddamn, they drop a fucking dime. Your brains are gone, now you out of your fucking mind. And niggas know I fight you, bitch, young bitch, stop. But they don't fucking understand and get the bitch to their head, they gun clap. This the beginning of a new era. Jay will get it poppin', nigga, cause I'm so clever. You can love me, you hate me, nigga, but I'm still with it. G5 legacy never in the bitch is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new era. Jay will get it poppin', nigga,